You know what most traders desperately need but don't have? And it's not money, but humility. And again, I'm also guilty of this. You'll never, it's really rare to meet a trader that's extremely humble or extremely simple. Most traders will flaunt whether they post stuff on YouTube or all that. I think across all of the videos that we've made over the years, you've never seen any of us post, pictures of our Lambos or our Ferraris or whatever. And for the record, I don't have a Lambo. I don't actually have a sports car. I don't know. I just don't feel the need for it, right? I live very, very simply. And for me, my own philosophy, and this doesn't mean that it's a winning trait for everybody, but my philosophy is very simple. The it's better to know that you can afford something than actually buy it and then maybe you don't be happy. But again, it all depends. If you have a mansion and you bought a sports car to kind of reward yourself for succeeding, there's nothing wrong with that. Money is good. There's nothing. I'm not trying to be anti-capitalist or anti-money here. What I'm merely saying is that when people are very, very cocky, that's when it really becomes a problem, because when you're cocky, you don't really see anyone else but yourself, and you're no longer receptive to others' opinions, and pure intentions and all that. So it's an interesting thing to really consider and look at. And yeah, it's a little scary, especially if you're trading and you really want to do well. So even when I'm doing very well for the day, for the week, if you guys ever look at my Twitter, I barely tweet. I don't do that. It's just not my personality. That's the thing. I'm doing these videos because it's just so much easier to just express ideas and thoughts rather than like be like, hey, I made like $7,000 today or something like that. That's just not me. But the point still remains, you'll never meet a trader that's very humble. At least very rarely can you meet one who is like that. Most of them will say, oh, I made this much and I have this much and this much and this much. There's a point between, there's a fine line between being very, very, enjoying the fruits of your labor and just showing off, right? And I try to be the former rather than be the latter, right? It's good to show that you've succeeded. People can see that, okay, this guy's definitely got it made because he's not doing anything. He's just trading. What's so difficult is trying to come across to different people as just being a simple person and not being a very cocky guy when you are trading. So, you know, um, if you're doing well, that's great. I'm very happy for you, and that's why you can barely probably see a lot of different traders, mingling together, because once their egos clash, it's just gonna be really bad. I think in some way, and I've gotten feedback from some people I've mentored. They like me because I'm not there to have my ego overshadow theirs, right? I'm there to be as receptive and as helpful as I can, because when somebody comes to us, they're not there because they want to show off. They're there because they definitely need help, right? So being cocky or showing off to them won't do anything. They'll just probably make them feel worse, because then they're like, well, this guy's making like thousands and I'm still here losing thousands, right? So if you can, try to be as humble and simple as possible. There's nothing wrong with buying a Mercedes, buying a Porsche, buying a McLaren. There's nothing wrong with that. I guess in a way, try to enjoy life without trying to hurt other people's feelings. I suppose in that way, there's a way to flaunt your richness without making other people hate you, right? And then there's the other way where you're just gonna show off, walk, drive around, and just kind of make people really feel bad about their lives. Trading affords you a lifestyle that very many really want, but so few can really get. And you need to be thankful that you have the skill, you have the ability, you have the talent to do this. Whether it's full time or part time, you have the skill to make money out of nothing, right? There's all you're doing is making your money work for you, and you're making more money from that. Okay. So, yeah. So, this podcast is very light. It's just talking about humility and how people really kind of respond to people showing off, and how traders, because I mean, back when I was professional trader, it's it's very rare for me to even go out and hang out with other traders, because then they're just gonna it's just not as healthy as you would think it would be. Everybody's kind of talking their book and comparing how much money they have and so on and so forth. That's just not me. For me, I think I've always said, and if you've been following these podcasts, is that for me, I use trading to enjoy life, not the other way around. And if you're doing it the other way around, yeah, it's not gonna be. I don't know. I don't know what path that will lead to. I can't answer that question. So, hope you guys are well, and I'll speak to you guys next time. Bye.